başından test vaccination.
The last thing I heard is he told Devin to organize it, to make it happen. What we did was we talked to our co-promoter and Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn agreed that he was going to, send off an offer, a 7-figure deal for the position that Lomachenko was in, right? And if Lomachenko thinks there's something that's sweet about Devin, then come on, get the money and take the belt. But I don't see it that way. Devin is going to punish the Lomachenko for all the shit talked, for all the time that he done made us wait. You see what I'm saying? And we ready now. Just like I told him, we ready now for anybody. And more importantly, we ready for Lomachenko right now. Not next fight, not none of that. Right now.
Obviously, Lomachenko, he agreed to fight Devin Haney come May on Twitter. So what happened once you guys sent a contract to his team or sent an offer to his team?
The infamous Twitter response that he gave after Devin asked where was he, his response back that he's here and he's waiting. We asked Devin, was he the one that was organizing it? I took on the liberty to reach out to his team, the great Igis Klimas, who's a great guy and Lomachenko's manager, and do my best to make the fight happen. Igis Klimas, he said some things that didn't give me a whole lot of optimism, but we're always patient. He then talked to Eddie Hearn, reached out to Eddie Hearn, and told Eddie Hearn to reach out to Bob. I know that after talking to Eddie, that we have a 7-figure deal in play for Lomachenko to come over to the zone. You know what I mean? So we're waiting to hear back. Of course, a lot of the rumors have been publicized that the Linares fight was in the bag already. We've been talking to Linares, and Linares fight was something that Eddie had pretty much all but closed the deal on. Then the Lomachenko stuff came into play, where Devin and him went back and forth. Now, to the people, must understand that this was the first time that Lomachenko had ever responded to Devin in a way that he was saying that he was ready. He was ready and being ready in the end of April, May. So, I didn't want to let that go by the wayside. So I advised Eddie to do what it took to make that fight happen, because I knew that was the fight that the people wanted to see. That was the fight that we have been trying to get for a long time. We take nothing away from the Lomachenko team and what they've been doing. I think that he's a great fighter, but I know that there's something special about Dev, and it's just a fight that we know that we want, and we feel very comfortable and confident in. So that's where that stands. Of course, if it's not Lomachenko, Jorge Linares is someone else that I have a whole lot of respect for and what he's did and what he brings to the table. He raised his hand, and should the thing not work with Lomachenko, the deal is already in place for Linares.
There's been multiple fighters in the past, such as Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, that negotiated with multiple fighters at the same time. So this is nothing new. Pretty much Linares is the backup plan, but the main fight that Devin Haney and his team wanted was Lomachenko.
Absolutely. Without doubt, undeniably, we want Lomachenko, and we want him now.
Now, ESPN and DAZN always work hand to hand. Lomachenko, now there's news by media outlets that he's exclusive to ESPN.
I'm not listening. Great. And I hate to cut you off with that, but I'm not listening to what the media is saying. I'm listening to what Lomachenko said, and Lomachenko said that he's ready, and he has the ample amount of time. In his own words, was adequate time for preparation for a May date. And, for all intent purposes, it's full steam ahead in terms of trying to make that thing happen.
That's right. And the point I was trying to bring up is that DAZN and ESPN always work together, and they're trying to work on a mega fight right now, which is Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is exclusive to ESPN, and Anthony Joshua is under DAZN. So how come is this an issue all of a sudden? Lomachenko fighting on ESPN, now that's a problem that came out of nowhere. What's your thoughts on pretty much old media establishing damage control to save face for Lomachenko, who seems not to be interested to fight your son, Devin Haney?
Well, one thing we don't take lightly is being called cowards of any sort. You know what I mean? He turned it into something more personal than just business by calling Devin a coward. We hold him to his words, and by all stretch of the imagination, there's no reason why he would say that he's available in May, to tell Devin to organize it, and then not be available in May to come fight on DAZN, because he doesn't have a date in May on ESPN. So what he was talking about was Devin. What Devin said that he had a date in May, and he said that he hasn't ample enough time. So we're going to hold him to that, and we're moving forward. We're pressing forward and sending over something that Eddie described as, like I said, it's a 7-figure deal.
Lomachenko and his team, they hide in behind the 90-year-old man, which is Bob Arum. They saying that Bob Arum is kind of like the roadblock when Bob Arum, a similar guy that he has, which is Crawford, he's offering him to Al Heyman. So we know Bob Arum is not the issue because Bob, out of his own mouth, he said at the end of the day, it's up to the fighter if he really want the fight. So what's going on with Lomachenko team? Because Loma told you to contact his manager, then your manager tells you to contact Bob, and then Bob want to say Lomachenko exclusive to ESPN. So it just seemed like a bunch of excuses to save face for Lomachenko. Are you optimistic the fight's going to come to fruition at all?
Well, I'm hopeful. I'm happy the fact that we're at a level where now qualified opponents that are approved by the fans and the people, you know what I mean? Because that's something that we choose to work towards. You know, it's highly documented that Devin is a fighter that's getting paid. So it's not about the money. We've never heard us talk about the money or talk about the lack of. We always look to the admiration and the acceptance of the people, of the fans, the ones that are actually paying the bills. The network facilitates the fights, but they don't facilitate a fight that the people aren't behind. So we know that the people are calling for this fight, and this is a fight that we're demanding our promoter, our co-promoter in Eddie Hearn, to make happen, to do as much as he can to make happen. And the world will see what we're going to do to Lomachenko should he get in the ring in May.
Now, Bob did say that he likes the Devin Haney fight for Lomachenko, just not now. And it could come to fruition after Devin Haney contract is up with the Zone. He's not talking about now. He's talking about later. But what's your thoughts on Bob Arum comments?
Well, that's not the way that we do business. That's not the way that we learn to do business. Is we go into it with a partner, and we go into it to deliver. Right? We signed up for the amount of fights that we signed up for, and we're not through until we're through. So we don't want to discuss any kind of options or plans while in agreement with Eddie. And as far as we've known, it's been a great partnership, right? But it's about delivering, you know, and delivering the biggest and best fights and being available for the biggest and the best fights to happen. The fights that the people are clamoring for, you know. They want that Lomachenko fight. They want the Lomachenko and Devin fight. Now the Lomachenko team and Vasyl has answered. He's answered to the bell, but we have yet to hear any other response from it. So until then, I respectfully reserve the right to, you know, him answering the bell and it being a fight with Lomachenko. But of course, make no mistake about it is, though, we don't look at any of the opponents, whether it be Teofimo Lopez, whether it be Ryan Garcia, whether it be Javier Fortuna, none of the opponents, we don't take anyone lightly, right? At this point in time, who we're picking. It's the people, it's the fighters that's available, it's the network, you know what I mean? Because we'll take all of them. We'll fight anybody right now. Devin is at a point where, you know what I'm saying? He's on another level right now, bro. We're not playing with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Next time that you see Devin, you're going to see a growth in Devin that is going to be unbelievable, right? We're in camp, right? And I'm watching him every day. We're not taking no prisoners. We don't care who it is. It can be Lomachenko. It can be whoever. You know what I'm saying? It could be Jorge Linares, you know what I mean, Javier Fortuna. It didn't make no difference with me personally. You know, Eddie Hearn was negotiating with Jorge Linares for the fight, right? I had a discussion with Javier Fortuna's manager, Sampson, after the numerous times that I didn't talk to Sampson, right? Sampson, he raised his hand, and Javier Fortuna raised his hand after Eddie had started negotiating with Jorge Linares. I spoke with him about that, right? He said that the Jorge Linares fight was a fight that not only that he wanted, the Zone wanted, also the WBC approved of it, right? And then came the talks of Lomachenko and Devin talking. So I was kind of questioning whether or not Lomachenko was talking because he had heard the talks between Jorge Linares and Devin. So I said, okay, you know what? Let's hold up, Eddie. Go ahead and talk to Bob. Go talk to Bob. And let's see, can we make this thing happen? And if Lomachenko thinks that Devin is sweet or he push over, come on, Lomachenko, come now. You see what I'm saying? Let's get it now. Let's stop all the bullshit. Let's stop all the talking. I reached out to your manager, Igis Klimas, several times. I got it on text. You know what I'm saying? So let us know what's happening, man. We're not playing with you guys, man. You see what I'm saying? And we're going to show you who a coward is.
If Lomachenko is exclusive to ESPN, then why he was calling out Gervonta Tank Davis for years, who was exclusive to Showtime?
Bro,
Was Lomachenko just clout chasing?
To what the media, I'm not listening to what the media is saying. I'm not listening to what nobody is saying. Vasyl Lomachenko has been on the pound for pound list. You know, he's a hell of a fighter, right? I'm sure he's in control of his career right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm certain he's in sure. So I'm listening to him. I'm listening to his last tweet, and that's all that I'm listening to. The last time that I came on here with you, I told you that's what we're doing. You know what I mean? And I've been all business about that since then. The rubber that met the road, you know, he said what he said. Devin said what he said. So let's make it happen.
Now, there's obviously multiple fighters on Top Rank that fought elsewhere, like Ramirez, so on and so forth. Now, Lomachenko, he is coming off a loss. So fighting Devin Haney, that's like a VIP ticket back to the top. Now, are you surprised that he reluctant, knowing that he's coming off a loss? I understand him avoiding Devin Haney when Devin was his mandatory, but when tables turn, he's still avoiding Devin Haney. How shocking is that to you?
Well, I'm not going to say that he's avoiding Devin Haney, because the last thing I heard, he told Devin to organize it, to make it happen. What we did was we talked to our co-promoter and Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn agreed that he was going to, send off an offer that was a respectable offer for the position that Lomachenko was in, right? And if Lomachenko thinks there's something that's sweet about Devin, then come on, get the money and take the belt. But I don't see it that way. Devin is going to punish the shit out of Lomachenko for all the shit that he done talked, for all the time that he done made us wait. You see what I'm saying? And we ready now. Just like I told him, we ready now for anybody. And more importantly, we ready for Lomachenko right now. Not next fight, not none of that shit. Right now.
I did a poll and everybody want to see Devin versus Lomachenko next. However, like I said, it takes two to rumble. Now, there was news that came out last week that Linares, he told Devin Haney, "You lying. Devin never sent me a contract." He was in denial, but now all of a sudden, there's news that he agreed to the fight and he signed to fight Devin. So what happened there when Linares was denying the fact there was a contract sent?
As far as I know, that it's a deal that they've agreed to in principle, but I don't think he's signed. He hasn't signed anything, and Devin hasn't signed anything. But it's a deal on the table in principle. I'm confident and more than sure that the Lomachenko fight between Lomachenko and Devin, could that be agreed to, that fight will take precedence over Linares.
Yes, sir. Now, what will it take to get Lomachenko to sign? That's the $1 million question. What do you think?
I don't think. I'm just waiting. So guess what? Eddie did not knock on our door and say, "Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Lomachenko done said X, Y, Z." Devin did that. And Devin still said, Devin making a ton of money. He can make a ton of money to fight. As you see, he can take a ton of money to fight Linares. Why is he knocking on Lomachenko's door? Why am I on here talking about Lomachenko? Because it's the people. It's the admiration of the fans, right? It's the respect of the fans. But what has happened in reverse, Devin has respect from his peers before he got respect from the fans. Of course, he has fans that's longtime family members, friends, and we consider Devin's hardcore people as like family. You know what I mean? I always invite people out. You'll see somebody at my house. You'll see us going. We consider them family, right? When I say fans, I mean the other guys' fans. I mean the Teofimo Junior fans. I'm talking about the Lomachenko fans. I'm talking about die-hard ride or die, the Gary Russell fans, right? These guys, right? We appreciate and we watch how hard you ride for your fighter, right? We love that. We love that. We look to have that same respect and admiration from you guys, right? For Devin, the way that you ride for the fighters. But somehow your fighters tend to respect us more than the fans, than the Loma fans, the Teofimo Junior fans. I get them mixed up. Excuse me for doing that. But the Teo fans, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's what this thing is all about, right? We started out, we came out of Mexico, small rooms, small places. You get 5 people, 100 people, 200 people, 1,000 people, 2,000, 500,000, 1 million. That's the work that we appreciate, man. We appreciate guys when they come up off the street and say, "Hey, man, you guys, man, your son is a bad dude, man." You see what I'm saying? Even if he didn't say that yesterday, we appreciate him saying it today. And guess what? Even if he wants to go against us, we still appreciate him. The only thing is that we do is say is if you don't like him, put him in the ring with the person that you like.
Yes, sir. The best versus the best. Devin Haney, one thing for sure and two things for certain, he is the champion of the people because he always want to deliver the best fights that the fans want to see, which is Lomachenko at the moment in time. And on the other side, they making nothing but a bunch of excuses. Now,
how did you choose Lomachenko? Because
I did not choose him. He requested, Canelo requested. So we sent out a vote and we analyzed his history.
Ooh, Canelo and Lomachenko requested?
Absolutely.
Ooh, you just made headlines.
Lomachenko.
You just made headlines.
Lomachenko, top rank, requested. And let me tell you, we analyzed the request. Top of the top.
Define the franchise belt. Can you define it?
The franchise is not a belt. It's not a championship. It's a designation given to elite, unique fighters who carry the industry of the sport of boxing. Canelo Alvarez and Lomachenko are two sensational fighters who carry the industry.
Ask Cameron Duncan, do Top Rank have like columns of fighters, and they say we don't want this guy fighting the black fighter, we don't want this fighter fighting the Mexican fighter, and so on and so forth?
You're gonna get into the racial stuff, huh?
No, I'm not. I'm asking.
That's a theory there by the greatest matchmaker, probably, in my opinion, ever.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not going to mention his name either, but you know what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
And he used to have a thing up on his board, NBF, no black fighters.
Uh-huh.
And when I was taught to bring up a fighter, you know, and again, it's just, he used to say to me, you can go anywhere in the country. And I'm going to leave it at this. I don't want to go into a long discussion because people are people in God's eyes, and we're all the same. He used to say to me, you can go anywhere into a city in America or anywhere in the world and ask a white guy, and he didn't say any other, he didn't say anything about Hispanic, anything. Ask a white guy to throw a jab, and half of them are going to turn backwards and throw it like a girl and everything. Ask any black man on a street corner in any city in the world, and they will snap out a jab in a heartbeat. And I used to laugh. He said, they're just more physically gifted. And he said, and so they have speed and better to stay away from them. Nothing personal. So I said, okay. And I've lived by that. And, you know, I don't want to sound like some weird guy, but, you know, you're trying to be safe with your guys. And so, yeah, there is a thing about that, you know, but not in a bad way, in a very respectful way, you know, to be careful. So that's all.
The masked man even said they doing that to protect them.
Right.
Somebody beat them, but they don't get a belt.
There you go.
The franchise belt is protect them from the big black guys.
So you would favor Devin Haney?
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ.
Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. Basically, you will end up with a haircut shape up or an edge up. What they do is they tattoo small dots that look like hair follicles in the areas where you have lost your hair and then blend it with your existing hair. You can even choose what type of hairline you want, hard shape up or soft and natural finish. And to maintain it, all you gotta do is shave your hair every few days, which is something you already were probably doing anyway. Make sure you go ahead and contact my man Scalp Carolinas on Instagram. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodekey.com. Like them them on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.